Come join Libby, Molly, and Tiffany, the ladies of Consignment Chats, where we talk about all things consignment.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 27. And this week, one of our favorite topics is all about giving back. And you'll notice one of us is absent today. Molly had a little family emergency. And so she wanted to be here because this is near and dear to her heart. So she'll probably add some comments in and you can find her in the chat. So anyway, we're happy to be here with you, and giving back is probably something that's very near and dear to a lot of our hearts as consigners, because the act of just having a consignment store and consigning is already giving back, right?
Right.
Yeah. We're constantly recycling goods and money back into our communities, and it already is giving back. But on top of that, there are other things you can easily incorporate into your business that make it easy to raise money for nonprofits and already within your existing structure. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And we're going to talk a little bit about, in a minute, Tiffany actually has an opportunity, or maybe you want to tell them about that now.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this episode because I need to learn about this, because I was just approached by actually the moving company that we're going to use. And that's why my background looks like it is, because I'm moving. So pardon my bare shelves and my cardboard boxes. But the moving company is a veteran owned, and they take a lot of furniture out of houses that people don't want, and they give them or sell them to veterans that need them, to get started or whatever. And he asked me if I'd be willing to sell some of his stuff on my eBay store, for charity, for proceeds to go to charity. And so I want to do that, but I just wanted to get some more information about how to do that.
Yeah, what a wonderful opportunity to be able to give back and help people out, and promote their business as well as yours.
Right.
So, yeah. All right. Well, let's kind of step through it and talk a little bit about how you're going to do that. And you can ask any questions. So I've done this for many years. We've had a program, and I think I was going to say this later, but I'll say it now. I think it's a really good idea to name your program, right? So you're going to have a program. For my business name is Conchi Consignment, and we named our charity program Conchi Connects. Okay, and underneath that, we had a bunch of nonprofits. But if you kind of segment that and give it its own name, it'll make, when you're producing pamphlets or advertising, it'll make your life a lot easier. If we just come up with Tiffany's, I don't know, throw some ideas in the comments and see what you guys think.
Okay, yeah, do that. I need help.
Yeah. So the one thing I want to talk about is I've been on both sides of this, as Molly has, and Tiffany, maybe you have as well. I worked a lot with my children's parent-teacher organization, and a lot with, I sat on a state committee, the State Parent Advisory Committee in Pennsylvania about education. And out of this, we developed this whole theme of sustainable fundraising. So sustainable fundraising means that when we developed a fundraiser, it was always had to meet certain criteria. It always had to be green. It had to be inclusive, regardless of income. It had to be, and it had to be giving back to the community. So these three rules that we incorporated kind of came full circle into my business, because I never like to ask a business just for a flat out donation.
Right.
I wanted to be able to give that business some publicity, or be able to give something back. So we developed this program, Conchi Connects, and pretty much it was as simple as registering a consigner. So whatever your process is to register a consigner, we went through the same process to register that nonprofit, or just a charity. Sometimes it would be raising money for a family in need in our community, and there was no tax ID, but that was fine. But if there is a tax ID, go ahead and collect that. And so as simple as registering a consigner. And where the sustainable aspect really comes in is when you're deciding on that percentage. So we have one percentage for our base of consigners, and then we would come up with another percentage for our nonprofits or when we were raising money for somebody. So, decide carefully on that percentage, because you want it to be something you can sustain and a service that you're able to continually provide. So I saw a lot of people, they would want to donate 100%. Well, you have to pay your employees, you have to pay yourself, you have to pay service fees and online fees. So you need to make that number sustainable. Think about it in terms of if you only had charities registered, and some places do run like this,
Right.
what would make it sustainable? What percentage could you live on? Because you may get inundated and it may become a huge part of your business. So just make sure when you set that percentage, it is sustainable, you're able to run your business effectively and give back the remaining. So just please give yourself some credit, give it some thought, and don't put 100% out there, because in the long run, you're going to hurt yourself and you're going to hurt the charity you're trying to raise money for.
That totally makes sense, because you're putting in all the work too.
Right. Yeah. Like, don't be afraid to do that. So the next part would be you register your charity. Like I said, you just register them as a consigner. You can give them a different percentage than you would another consigner. And you name your program, Conchi Connects, and you go from there. And then you can publicize that to people. So there are two ways that this kind of works. You can, develop a flyer, you can advertise, like sometimes people would put stuff in our local church bulletin, they're on Facebook. We are raising money through your consignment store, and they are accepting donations. So you're going to ask people for donations and be very, very, very specific, because for any of us that have worked in like a thrift environment or a donation environment, you get a lot of stuff that you really can't use and that people just really have no use for. Like when there's a fire and people donate, sometimes they just donate the most random things. You want to donate thoughtfully, and you want your consigners to bring things in. So whatever you take, just be very, very, very specific. And, provide a drop-off location, whether it's at your business or your home or whatever, and have the items labeled with that charity's name. Yeah. Now yours is going to be a little different, because you're actually going to be going to a location, correct?
I'm going to go to where he stores it's mostly furniture, I think.
Okay.
And I'm going to photograph the items over there, keep them stored over there, and then just list them on eBay.
Okay. Yeah. So, in that case, you already have all that set up. You're not looking to contact. Now, what you can do is have them put on there whatever media presence they have. They can advertise this service and solicit additional donations if they need.
Right.
And it gives what they're doing some publicity, gives what you're doing some publicity, and it just kind of feeds back into itself. So, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. I mean, it's just very, keep it simple, work it within the flow you already have. If you have a great system set up, make sure you set your percentage correctly. I'm going to add in another way we gave back, and I'm looking at a way to incorporate this now that I'm all online, was we would have monthly events at our store. We have our monthly Conchi Connects event. Each month it would be a different charity, and they would advertise. They would come in, they would set up a snack stand, they would set up an information table, and we would provide, 1,000 items, maybe, whatever we had coming off of consignment for donation. We would have a huge sidewalk sale. Every item would be $2, and all of the proceeds would go toward that nonprofit, that charity. And they were hugely successful for the nonprofits and the charities. Yeah. And it was great. They got some publicity. They got to talk to customers about what they were doing. we got to get rid of, I mean, it was really a symbiotic relationship because we got to get rid of inventory that was coming off. I mean, most consignment places do have, excess inventory at the end of consignment that you're kind of looking for something to do with. That's what we decided to do. It was really great. And it was awesome to meet some of the people that run these nonprofits. I've met the most amazing, just the most amazing people through that. Yeah, so that's another thing you can do.
That's neat. I'm really excited about this idea.
Yeah. I'm very excited for you. I can't wait to see some of the neat stuff you have. I feel like there was something else I wanted to mention. I can't quite remember what it was because I didn't write it down. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, I don't know. So you can put, I know what it was. The other way you get inventory. So people bring stuff in or they call you and they say, I have, and you'd be surprised how often this is going to happen. I have items to consign, but I'm not really interested in consigning them. I don't need the money. And I would say to them, well, we do have the Conchi Connects program, and you can donate to any one of these charities, and the proceeds from your items will go toward these charities. If your charity is not on the list, or there's something that's near and dear to your heart, let us know what it is, and we'll see if we can get them registered for you. So that was another way to get inventory. And that's probably an important one because that happens. I'm always surprised at how often that happens, that somebody says, you know what, I don't really want to consign. I just want to donate. So
I've had that happen too. Yeah, I've had some things donated. I've had other people call and ask me if I take donations. And I wasn't quite sure what to do with those. I'm like, yeah, I'll take them, but but that's a good idea. That's a great idea about doing the charity.
Yeah, now you know. And then after a certain point, that inventory would become yours. Like you're not going to hang on to that for the charity forever. So that's another thing you can take into account when you determine your percentages, whatever the length of time is. After that time, that inventory is probably going to become yours to donate, to keep selling, to do whatever with. And yeah,
cool.
That's all I got for you. Do you have any questions? Or
that was great ideas. Yeah.
Hopefully it helps.
I'll have to come up with a name. So yeah, give me ideas if you have any ideas for.
I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing and not be like, I got some ideas. Yeah. So what, and you can drop it in the community as well. We'll probably go ahead and ask that question there. So speaking of community, what's going on over there, Tiffany?
Well, we have a question. One of the good question that came in lately was from an Amazon FBA seller. And do you want to tell them what FBA means? Do you know what
Oh, yeah, sure. It's fulfillment by Amazon. So it will be what you see a lot of resellers doing is boxing up goods and sending them into Amazon, and then Amazon warehouses and ships them.
Right. So he's an Amazon FBA seller, and he's considering working out a consignment arrangement with an eBay /Facebook /Poshmark, et cetera, seller to handle his returns. Does anyone have any ideas on how I could structure this? Ideally, this would be a win-win scenario where I can get the most ROI on my inventory while providing a great return for the consignment seller as well. So that was a really interesting question.
Oh, yeah.
And, we answer that in the community, which you need to join our Facebook community group. It's free. And then also we have a book club, and right now we're reading Profit First. Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. I said it right this time.
I was just going to say you got the name right. Good job.
And so we're talking about that. There's actually a separate group from our community. It's a book club group, which you can join. And after this book, I'm sure we'll come up with another one, and we'll just keep it going.
I think so. It's definitely motivated me. Definitely motivated me to get more in depth with the book. And
there's so many great business books out there that we could do, but we could also throw in some fun books too. Because we all need a break from this constant 24/7 work that we do.
Do we? Yeah, I guess we do.
Yeah, I mean, Libby's been reading her book in the hot tub, and I'm getting a little jealous about that. I mean, I really want a hot tub. Maybe in my new house.
Yeah, my book does get a little beat up, so I won't be able to resell it, but I won't be reselling this one actually because
You need to keep it for reference
I
sometimes.
am going to. Yeah, I'm going to. I usually just read a book and sell it, but I'm actually keeping this one so I can take it in the hot tub all I want.
I think it's good to go back and refresh your memory sometimes on the book. So like,
Yeah.
because I read it a while ago and now I'm reading it again because I just want to know. I want a refresher. And then I actually didn't really completely implement it the first time. So I'm going to do it now. So
Exciting.
very exciting.
It's definitely making me level up. Definitely. Without a doubt. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah. And you're all in by listening to the podcast and the,
Mhm.
going to the website and all this other stuff I haven't checked out yet.
Yeah, it filled a need that I had with my business and yeah, very excited. So thank you.
Very cool.
All right. Well, I hope everybody has another great week and we look forward to seeing you in the community. That's the Consignment Chats community and it's on Facebook. And if you haven't, please like this video and subscribe on YouTube. It really makes a big difference to us. We really appreciate it. If you have any comments, drop them down below. And if you could give us a review on Apple Podcasts, that would be great. It helps boost us in the search so we can keep providing this content. And it is 100% free. So that helps us help you.
And we love reading the reviews.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll give you a shout out if you like. Let us know. All right. I hope everybody has a great week. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Cheers.
Cheers. Molly's not here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining Libby, Molly, and Tiffany, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we talked about all things consignment. To learn more and keep chatting, find Consignment Chats on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, and Instagram.